Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this quick guide showing you how you can complete the time trials from February 4th until February 10th. Starting off with the RC Bandito one, you're gonna need an RC Bandito for this one obviously in order to be able to do this. If that's worth it, that's up to you. This truck right here tends to spawn from time to time, though it's not super consistent, but for consistency's sake of that you ever get it into your game, I'm showing it off inside of the footage. You can very easily make your way underneath there, so you shouldn't have to worry too much. The main thing that is something that you have to worry about with this one is the amount of small bumps inside of this track. The reason for that is because the RC Bandito is a very light vehicle, so trying to go and be a little bit too aggressive with this thing will most likely get you punished. What you really want to do is keep your speed in check, and whenever you go over one of these bumps, let go of acceleration so you can have a much smoother landing. Aside from that, it really is just kind of following what I'm doing on screen, and in particular just pay attention to whenever I am losing a little bit of control of the RC Bandito to just let go of the acceleration so you can take back control of your RC Bandito once again. Aside from that, when you drop down like you were doing over here, you just can simply let go of acceleration, and even if you were to make a little bit of an error like I did at the very end there, then you should be still okay. Moving on to the regular time trial, for this one we're going to be using a Baddie 801 as per usual. You can obviously also decide to use anything else that has a somewhat decent top speed. A car might also be easier for this one, but that again all comes down to personal preference. If you're using a Baddie 801, obviously you want to be using as much wheelies as we possibly can and try to stick to the middle of the road and avoiding traffic. Luckily this one is pretty easy to handle the traffic with because you can typically see them coming from quite far away, so you can kind of calculate and always try to find a straight line to get as much speed from those wheelies as possible. If you ever have to take a small kind of corner like you have a lot in this road we're on right now, then try leaning forward a little bit for that minuscule but very valuable speed boost so you can still get some extra speed during those smaller corners. Coming up is a very neat little shortcut we can take to basically save ourselves a bunch of seconds, which is coming up right here. If you take this jump, you can essentially skip an entire section, which also skips some water and having to struggle to get up the bridge, because as always, if you want to get to Paleto quick, this is the way to do it. And yes, if you've ever played Gfred, you know exactly what we're doing here. Keep on following these train tracks and you should eventually come out of the other side of this, which is going to be in Paleto Forest or also the sawmill. Once you finally found the light at the end of the tunnel, and yes, that was a pun intended, we are going to make a sharp left after using some brakes in order to get up here smoothly. After that we want to jump off the off-road track and then go for something a little bit more solid and then cross the bridge and then slow down a little bit so you can land up here smoothly. Make sure to land on the back of your wheel in order to make sure that you don't actually crash off your bike. Another good tip, of course, is just look out for upcoming traffic, because there tends to be a little bit of a risk of crashing into them. In this section here, we're going to be doing some leaning forward so we can get some extra speed boost, and then it's time for another sharp right over here, and then squeeze your way through these trees and past these rocks, and then cross the finish line, and you have earned yourself $100,000. And that brings us to the end of this time trial guide. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe for more, and if you really like what you see on the channel, consider becoming a member, like the Crazy Brit, Robert, Chloe, and Dr. Strangelove. Join them by clicking the join button down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all later.